Okay, guys. Hey, welcome into another episode of Sitting Tall with my boy Casey Ellen and me, as always, Tony Chamberlain. Our guest today, Aaron Baker. Aaron, welcome to the interview.
Thanks for having me, fellas.
Oh man, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, we appreciate you taking some time out of your day. You know what I mean, and chatting it up with the boys. You know what I mean.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, let's. So me and Aaron were actually doing a little bit of chatting before we jumped on here in our green room, and I was telling him how like our interviews usually go. They're pretty organic. We just kind of go with the flow and everything like that. And it seemed like it was working really well with me and him. So let's add Casey into the mix now and let's see how that.
Hope I don't fuck this up.
Oh man, I feel like it's coming though. It's coming. You're gonna have to say. Nah, man. I feel like there's no way we can mess this up because, like I said, when we talk to people, it's really laid back. We just want to know about you, man. You know what I mean? What you're doing, what you're inspired to do.
We kind of like to highlight people in in our spinal cord world who are just doing pretty cool things for the community because it's obviously we're a little underrepresented in most places, and
Sure.
It's nice to see. Tony sent me over your Instagram. I was like, man, we got like somebody famous coming on the podcast. I'm like,
No.
I'm like, this guy's doing. I mean, listen, man, you're doing really good things. From what I see, and can't wait to hear more about it today.
I said that. Sorry about that. I'm so sorry that I interrupted. But I said the same thing to my friend before I jumped on here. I was like, dude, I feel a little intimidated to like talk to Aaron today because I was like, this guy's got some back to him. You know what I mean? I was just like, but once we started talking, man, I felt comfortable, and I was just like, all right, I'm ready to do this. So I'm glad you're here.
My hat's off to you guys. I mean, for creating this community and highlighting individuals, bringing a spotlight and a platform for spinal cord injury. Kudos to you both.
Appreciate that.
We need it.
Man. We do.
Yeah, no, we definitely do because we live a whole world that people don't even know exists.
Indeed.
Well, they know it exists. They just kind of tend to ignore it sometimes. You know what I mean? They're like, that's not real. That's
listen,
fine.
Man. I can honestly probably say I was probably guilty of that before my injury as well.
100%.
I had no idea that you could survive these broken necks and broken backs. I thought, once that happens, I thought your turn your check in and that's it. Lights out.
Yeah.
Well, that's what Tony and I were actually just touching on earlier is when I was injured back in 1999, there was nothing in terms of resources.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm no spring chicken. I've been around the block a couple times.
Been around the block.
So, when anybody experiences this, unfortunately, as they will, today's day and age, there's so many more resources, so many more opportunities, so many more stories that are being shared of hope and possibility and, potential. And so quality of life is so much higher than, way back when.
What was it like? Like, what was how did the wheelchair process go? Because I'm sure that, obviously the wheelchair is so much better than what it was in 99. I could just even imagine. I can't even think about that.
Yeah, that was going to be one of my questions also.
I mean, beyond the wheelchair, you're in a bubble.
Yeah.
You're in a silo of silence.
Mm-hmm.
Stories are few and far between. They're paper published.
Yeah.
The internet was barely rolling. There definitely was no social media. So, any kind of opportunities were shared through the acute phase of hospital stay.
Yeah.
The wheelchair dealer would bring in a clunk of metal on wheels, shiny steel and black. Quickie was the wheelchair of choice back then. My first one was called, it was a P200 power chair, and I had it powder coated lime green. It looked like my race bike. I raced motorcycles, so the bright neon colors were what I was about, and so I made my wheelchair look the same. But yeah, they were just old, clunky.
I couldn't even imagine the power chairs.
Unfortunate vehicles to get around in.
Yeah, man.
A motor with wheels on it. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, let's just make them go forward. It's fine.
I don't know if you and Tony touched on it before when you guys were chatting, but could you explain a little bit about your injury, like level and all that kind of the nitty gritty of it all?
Sure. Yep. As I said, I was a professional athlete. I raced motorcycles, and one day I had an accident, went over the handlebars and compressed my chin to my chest and fractured 3 vertebrae, 4, 5, and 6. 4 was fractured, 5 was completely shattered, and 6 was fractured. So basically, diagnosed a C456 complete quadriplegic long ago. I had a very grim prognosis, a slim 1 in a million chance of feeding myself. All, as you know, Casey, all 4 limbs highly affected. I was ventilator dependent for the first, I don't know, 5 weeks. And then I was weaned off that, fortunately, and slowly started to regain fine motor, or at least gross motor at first, and then fine motor and sensation over the years.
Awesome. Yeah. So we're basically like kind of twinsies a little bit. I was the same thing. I C4 shattered 5, and then little hairline fracture in 6. But I'm incomplete, so it's a little, sensation's a little.
The prognosis. I'm not a big fan of
same.
Prognosis, and I speak often to healthcare professionals about prognosticating and setting diagnosis for individuals. I like to differentiate between probability outcomes and possibility outcomes. And when you plant a seed in somebody's mind of possibility versus probability, it opens up their future to something more. Meaning, when you take a person's hope away from the beginning by saying, look, you're never going to do this, that, or the other, that completely stops a person from even trying, because in that moment, a healthcare professional, a doctor, is a priest. They play God, and they're not giving a person the potential to do something more in their lives. On the contrary, if you plant a seed of possibility and say, look, I'm a healthcare professional, I've seen this condition 1,000 times, I can give you the facts. And the facts are, you have a high-level spinal cord injury. Your body is going to suffer secondary complications. Your bones are going to demineralize, and your muscles are going to atrophy. Your joints are going to contract. Your bowel and bladder are going to be problematic. You're going to have pain syndromes. You're going to have all these things. These are facts.
Yeah.
If you don't do anything about that, then you're going to suffer tremendously. And that's just the way it is. But if you do, and you adopt an active, healthy lifestyle, you challenge this prognosis, and you take full responsibility, becoming a student of your body in the process of healing, then I have no idea what your future holds. And the difference in that is a game changer, guys.
100%.
Dude, well said.
Could definitely tell you've been on the speaking circuit for sure.
Not at all.
I'm just I've been around.
Yeah, no, it's you are 100%, because I'm sure Tony can attest to the same thing. But when the doctor comes in the room and it says, "Oh, hey," when they tell you, "Hey, Casey, you're gonna be lucky if you can breathe on your own. You're not gonna be able to move. You'd have to drive a chair with a sit and puff, like all this." And it's just like, meanwhile, you're just going through this traumatic experience where you literally don't know what's going on when you can't move. You're just laying in bed and you just hear this guy. You have no idea who you don't have a relationship with this dude, and he just drops his fucking atomic bomb, and it's just like you said, like it just takes the hope, immediately sucks it right out the room.
That's it, Casey. In my case, I got pissed. I was like, you don't know me. You can't come in here and tell me, who and what I'm capable of. Yeah. Like, you don't know my family. You don't know my community. You don't know what I'm made of. So don't tell me what my future is going to be.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, put it on me to make my future. Tell me what the hell happened to me, because I'd broken plenty of bones before, so I knew the process of healing.
Yeah, I'm sure you have.
But I needed to know the difference, right? Like, this isn't a broken leg. It's not going to heal in 12 weeks. So don't be setting some unrealistic expectations.
Yeah.
Right? Like, this is a lifelong process. This isn't just going to go away. So, and it's, for me, it wasn't about, what do you say, like adapting or in the beginning, coming to terms with it quickly, because I was young. I was only 20, right? Yeah. So I was full of fire and rage, and like I was pissed for all the right reasons.
That's right.
But the key was channeling that, channel that energy, focus it in on something positive, and make it work for you. Otherwise, it'll kill you.
Yeah. Words are very fragile with people that get injured like us. And just like you said, I think you hit the nail on the head when a doctor comes in and gives you your diagnosis. And for some people, just like you, Aaron, they'll take that shit and they'll run with it. It's fire under your ass. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean? But then there are the opposite ones that when they hear that, they really cower down and they isolate and they're like, my life is over.
Go
And
into
it's
that
just like,
turtle shell.
yeah, man. And I do believe what you said is definitely something that we need to teach more. When people are freshly injured, that you can't give them that information, like saying, oh, you're done. You can't walk again. You can never do this again.
Yeah.
Because when you're doing that, you're really taking a lot out of them, because just like Casey said, the atomic bomb has dropped. Like, you have just ruined their life just by saying stupid little words like that. You know what I mean? We need to think of more positive words that can like maybe drive you to do, more and not, cower, you know what I mean? And just be like, oh, all right, my life is over.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
nor does it go back in the box. Like once they say that, and it's just like shit. Like that thought is always going to be in the back of your mind, that little seed that they planted, and it's just like it fucks you up. And people who aren't like strong-minded like yourself, who could be like, fuck you, you won't tell me what I can't do. Like, that's one of my favorite quotes. I don't know if you ever watched the show Lost. It's one of the things like, don't tell me what I can't do. And I was just like, after I got hurt, I was like, yeah, fuck that. Yeah, don't tell me what I do.
Boom.
It's like, but that's
why this type of platform right here, guys, right? Like people listening in on this that might be a little fragile, might be newly injured, might be aimless and not know, the next step. We can give them something to think about, give them something to consider, find the strength in themselves, or maybe themselves in us.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I think me and Tony like doing this, and we always talk about it. It's like, if this just affects one person, if this, we're not here to be podcast famous. Like, there's the world is flooded with podcasts and everybody has their own thing, but it's just like, if somebody listening hears and they hear like our story, your story, and it affects them and it makes them, you know what, I could do that too. Or, like look at Casey and Tony, like they're just, two guys, two normal dudes just having a podcast, just enjoying their life. Like, and I got a message recently from this woman. I guess she saw our page, and her son, young guy, I think he was only 19 years old, like high level quad. And she was just saying how like he's been listening to our podcast like all the time because it's like giving him hope. And that just made, it kind of made me feel like, all right, you know what? Because sometimes it's like, all right, man, it's the podcast. It's like, and nobody's watching. It's like, and then it's just like, when you get that, it's like, all right, that one person, like, it's all worth it.
It's that one person, man. That's and the same thing happened to me. I had a young lady come up to me, and she spoke about our podcast, and whoo, man, that just like made me smile, because I'm like, yes, like our message is getting out there and like people are listening. You know what I mean? We don't have the numbers to show it, but at the same time, it's just like, I know that this is getting across and this is helping other people. That's why we love doing it.
But you know what, guys? This is a body of work too, right? Like this exists. It's like a book. You're publishing it, you're putting it out there, it exists. And people can reference it years in the future, right? So this conversation right here might get heard in 5 years from now. So you're creating it and you're putting it out there, and you just got to let it go.
Yep.
And here's my daughter, she's chiming in.
Nice.
Hello.
She just drew me a picture. Thank you, baby.
Oh,
that's awesome.
It's beautiful.
That just fills the heart up, huh?
Right.
Well, that's full circle. I was terrified of becoming a dad. I didn't ever think it was going to be possible.
Yeah.
Because I'm a big kid myself. I've said it many times. I take a lot of time, energy, and resources for my wife. And I had a vision of what fatherhood would or should look like, and so honestly, I was really scared. And then that all evaporated the moment she came.
Moment she saw the face. Yeah, that's something that scares the living shit out of me. Because like you said, you have like a view when you're a young man about like what you think fatherhood is going to be, and what the type of father you want to be. And it's like I was an athletic guy, and like I always thought I pass down my traits and my skills, and like teach my kids how to throw a ball and all that. And then it's just like it gets me. I'm super nervous about it because I don't know what kind of father I'm going to be. But then like seeing just that little, oh, hello, get out of here.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. So unprofessional over here.
Dude, did that mess up the podcast?
No, it didn't. It's all right. We'll just
turn mine down too.
Edit this part out, please.
Yeah,
editor.
What the heck was that? My phone's not been hooked up to that. man, I felt like I was in the middle of a nice little thing. God damn it.
You know, it seems to
What was I
happen a
saying?
lot with you, Casey, over
Hey,
here.
you know what?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut your mouth, Tony. But yeah, just seeing that little, when she gave you the picture, and you just saw your face, like just the smile, just just comes, and it's just like, all right, maybe there is like light beyond the end of the tunnel for a situation like myself.
There
I
is, guys.
don't want to
There
speak.
really
I don't want
is.
to speak for Tony, but
I just think we overthink a lot of our life situations and like
Good
choices
point.
or whatever. We're constantly in our brain going, oh, am I enough for this person, or am I enough to do this, and it's just sometimes you gotta kind of wind it back and be like, you know what, I am enough, and I am the person I am, and I know I can live this life the best way I know how. And I hear from a lot of people, because a lot of times we do down ourselves a little bit. We want to stay as positive as as we possibly can. But then when I hear other people saying good things about, like, for instance, like our podcast and everything, it makes me feel good, and it makes me go, okay, I'm doing the right thing. Like, I got to just keep moving forward, keep pushing this, and that's my fire. You know what I mean? That keeps me going. And I think it's just that little thing. That's just that little thing that you put in your life to get you to whatever it is. Get you moving. Keep it up, right?
Don't stop. That's what I've
mm-hmm.
I've heard that many times from the elders, right? Like 90-year-old fella says, the key to life is just don't stop, man. Don't
get
slow
complacent.
down.
Yeah.
Don't grow old.
Once you get complacent, that's when
Yeah.
bad shit happens.
Complacency and apathy.
Mm-hmm.
If apathy sets in, watch out.
Yep.
Good night.
Have a nice day.
Yeah. It's hard once you get in these like holes that they sometimes they try to force us in in the disabled community, like like when it comes to financial things, or they try to keep us under the poverty line. It's like it's hard to break past that. It's like, all right, maybe this is all I am gonna be in this life. It's hearing stuff like seeing this stuff that you're doing. Like I peruse through the good old Instagram that you have here, and it's just like I want to know more about like this rebellious recovery thing. And I just think, like, it's just people like you, and like you said. I mean, I don't really. It's nice to be kind of put in a category like that, like what me and Tony are doing, but I don't put us on that level. But it's nice to see, like, when we hear all these stories of what everybody does, like, just gives me, it's like, all right, Aaron's got this, like, man, we can fucking do whatever. We can do whatever
We
we
can
need to
do
do.
it.
Yeah.
We push each other, right? Tony and I were talking about the term inspiration and how loosely used it is today. And I flip it around a little bit and say, look, I consider inspiration a wheel. What I give you, you give me, and then we give others. And if you're going to call me inspirational, then I want you, with that inspiration, to do something with it, right? Like, hold them accountable to it. Don't just say empty terms, but like take that inspiration and go pay it forward, or change your life. Remember the conversation, or remember that inspirational seed that was planted in that conversation. So I think that term needs to hold more weight, a little more clout.
Yeah.
Right? Because we're not trying to be inspirational.
Mm-mm.
We're just living our lives, dealing with the daily challenges that is a spinal cord injury.
Yeah.
And for someone that may not have such challenges in life, they find us inspiring. Our willingness to continue to live despite the circumstances is in and of itself inspiring. But use it, right? Don't just be fleetingly inspired.
Yeah.
Don't be fired up today and then, in the dirt the next.
Yes.
Right? Because that's not what we have. No choice.
Got to keep pushing, just keep swimming.
Right. And I'll tell you, I'm not a consistently positive person. I am a real, blood and bone human that suffers the roller coaster and ebbs and flows of emotional being. And it's not all fucking roses, fellas. It stinks like shit sometimes. It's really damn hard. And that's why this cyclical inspiration thing is what I mean, because I then get reinvigorated by guys like you and other stories that you share, and it keeps me in the game.
Yeah, I like that. Inspiration is like a wheel. I like that.
Yeah, let me give a little context to our conversation, because I know we're, like I said, we're in the green room, we're talking a lot, and I'm just like, oh man, this is great stuff. I really want to get this in the podcast, and I'm so glad that he brought it back up, because I do say that I feel like we use that word way too much. Well, not we, but like, people saying it to us about being inspiring and everything like that. But like, just words in general, like some of the words that we hear, it's just like, flip that shit and like, make it worth something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, and the context behind like the conversation, I'm trying to think of like what's something else that we were talking about, Aaron, that I wanted to keep it in the conversation, but of course I'm going to forget at the moment when we're trying to talk to you
right,
about
now
it.
we're in the record store.
Yeah, I'm like, come on. I'm like, I was like, I got to get this on film. I mean, I got to get this on the podcast, and I'm just like, oh man, I knew it was going to happen like this.
See, that's why I tell you, we don't talk to the people beforehand.
But it gets me like excited. Like as soon as I started talking to him, I felt like comfortable and at ease, and I'm like, all right, let's get this interview going. And you know what I mean?
Use those hands of yours and write these things down, bro.
I know, man.
Come
I know.
on, man.
I do gotta start writing some of this stuff down.
I throw that at him sometimes a little bit.
Boys, you got to get these things here.
Oh yeah, the meta glasses.
The meta glasses. All you got to do is just tell it what to do.
No.
Hey, Meta, take some notes.
Stop it. For real?
Oh,
yeah, it just starts doing shit.
Oh shit,
dude, those glasses are awesome.
Start recording.
Now he's making his own podcast.
Now he's making his own podcast.
Yeah, now I'm filming you guys.
It's a podcast in the podcast. That is so. I gotta look. Yeah,
so I'll post this on our stories, right?
Oh, that's
this is good.
Wow. Podcast during the podcast.
So, I feel like I'm in the quantum realm right now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's just the multiverse.
Yeah,
right? This is multiverse stuff right here.
So yeah, could you tell me a little bit more, or tell the audience about this rebellious recovery thing we got going on here? I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, the Rebellious Recovery is a book that I published in 2022. Obviously, during COVID, we had time.
Yeah,
I had time to sit and think, and I'd been asked many years, for many years, to chronicle my history and share some insights and some of the experiences over the last 2 decades. And I was like, yeah, I'll write a book one day, whatever. And I mean, I flunked English, to be honest. So I was not a scholar, and I had no clue how to write a book, where to even start. And I just went about it slowly and diligently, compiling 20 plus years of life post-injury, and in a little context of pre-spinal cord injury that led up to the actual incident. And I was very proud to publish it. July 26th, it was 2022. It was a homage to my daughter. It was the gift that she was born in 2020, and I felt like at least I could give her a part of some legacy or some of her father's backstory. And so the Rebellious Recovery: Transform Your Adversity into an Adventure. That's essentially what I've done, what I continue to do, and that's what has led to the new venture, which is a nonprofit organization called Adversity into Adventure. And, I've been taking this rebellious recovery theme and the mission on the road for the last year and a half, touring the country, funding rehabilitation programs, adaptive recreation programs, and investing in neurological research. So
just like
I feel like a lump over here.
I'm clapping over here.
I'm clapping.
My hands are making noise. Hands are making noise, boys. Dude, that's man, like that's just. It just gives you kind of give you chills a little bit when you hear stuff like that. Like it
does, goosebumps, man.
Yeah, man. God, don't bring out don't make me start tearing up, because it's hard.
Hey,
quads are hard it's hard to wipe those tears, man.
I hear you. I feel you on that one.
It's like, hey, let me get a tissue.
He's over trying to wipe his face on his shirt and everything. He's like, come on, man, I'll get it off.
It's funny when you said that thing about COVID, how I feel like COVID gave people a little bit of a taste of what it's like to live our
life.
Yes, they got a little snapshot of what it's like to stay inside all the time and not be able to do stuff, and have to wear a mask because you don't want to get sick or whatever. They gave a little bit of a snapshot into just a little taste of what we go through on a day-to-day basis.
Dude, I was well adjusted for COVID. I was just fine.
for COVID.
We were built for it. You know,
Yeah.
we're like, all right, let's bring this COVID shit. Let's
It's like,
go.
oh, you can't go. You can't go there. It's like, well, I wasn't going there fucking anyway. Like,
all my friends, their worlds were collapsing, and I was just fine.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like,
I was thriving playing video games. Like, okay, fine.
You're like, all right, yeah. Want me to stay inside today? Fine, that's fine.
Like, it's cold outside anyway.
So yeah, that's what we did during COVID. We had a baby and wrote a book and planned for the future.
That's beautiful. And so, are you still on the tour? Or
yeah, I'm paused for a moment. Let's wrap this in a nutshell. The tour. I began the tour in June last year, and I pedaled a special 3-wheeled bicycle across Route 66 from Santa Monica to Chicago.
Nice.
That's basically how I started the tour, right? Like if I'm going to be speaking to people and, promoting what we do, I feel it only right that I live those words. So I rode through the desert in 100+ degrees.
Damn.
Did the work. And we were on the road for 7 months last year, and then ended the year here in Los Angeles, where my parents are and my wife's family is here. So it's kind of our base of operations, but we literally don't have a house. We have a motorhome. And so we're truly nomadic right now.
I love it. That's awesome.
And then this year we kicked back up and did the Western Seaboard from Seattle down, and then all the way across the northern states to Boston. We hit Boston and then went down the Eastern Seaboard. We're supposed to go all the way into Florida this year, but we missed it. We didn't want to get into hurricane season and all that. And right now our motorhome is parked in Tennessee, Nashville, at Permobil wheelchairs. One of their headquarters, their manufacturing plants, distribution facility is in Lebanon, just east of Nashville. And I'm actually newly appointed to their board of directors. So we've got a great relationship over there with Permobil, and that's where our rig is.
Yeah.
While I just went to Dubai, I just got back from Dubai. We're doing some accessibility stuff over there.
I was going to ask you about that because I saw that on your Instagram. I was like, this guy went to Dubai, and I was like, he's over there doing, what was it, like an expo or something in Dubai?
Yeah, it's the second time I've been over this year. We've got a great family over there, building some beautiful relationships. This past trip was primarily focused on 2 conventions called the Accessibilities Expo and the Fit Pro Expo. Both I attended, learned a lot. Dubai and that whole region of the world is putting on a big effort to make that world accessible. And they don't call it disability over there. They call people with, circumstances, people of determination. So POD. You'll see it on the bathrooms. You'll see it on the parking. You'll see it everywhere we have blue placards. Yeah. It's all POD. People of determination.
Step it up, America.
I know, right?
What the
fudge? Like, that gives me the drive to like, okay, I like that. Right? I like that. Let's go.
It's great. So, they've got a lot of good intention behind creating a new world over there. So I'm a part of that, and I'm very honored and
that's amazing.
Feel fortunate to help.
Aaron, what are you not a part of? That's all I gotta know. I feel like you have touched base on like almost everything. Like, I mean, obviously, it's taken you, like you said, 2 decades to probably like gather all this, like, connections and information and all like that. But like, that's one thing I like to talk about on the our podcast a lot is just like connection wise, like, what would you say to somebody that's kind of like sitting there watching this interview right now and going, oh man, I wish I had this, or I wish I had that, or how can I get connected with, with people with disabilities and trying to find my way of life? Like, I know it's kind of like a complex question, but
it's a good question. No, it's a great question. I'll start with saying, don't wish, do.
Okay. Like that.
Right. Like wishing is, I tell my daughter this, I'm like, honey, wishing's not going to get you anywhere. You have to actually make a choice and just make a movement. I mean, however small your movement is, you have to make that step. You have to, pick up the phone or write the email or, drop a DM or a comment. You like somebody's world, reach out to them. You want to learn more, ask the question. You want to go to that part of the world, book the flight, And if you don't have the money, there are resources and grant opportunities out there to help you get it. And I think I have that frame of mind from my, racing background where you're only as good as your last race, and you won't get if you don't ask. So you put a proposal together, a resume or a reasonable ask of why you need help or why you need something, and then you make it mutually beneficial, right?
Closed mouths don't get fed.
That's true.
Dude, so there are ways to make anything you want happen, and we are the creators in our lives. So the more you remember that and know that you aren't your circumstances, you are the way you think about your circumstances, then the world opens up.
Yeah, man. That's speaking of the connections and stuff. I'm definitely gonna pick your brain after this because
Sure.
buddy of mine, we're trying to get into one of these marathons because I do a run every year where he pushes me basically like 10 miles from the beach that I got hurt in like one of those racing wheelchairs, whatever. So he pushes me, and it kind of symbolizes like my helicopter ride that I had to take from the hospital to from the beach to the hospital. So we do it during Spinal Cord Awareness Month. So we're trying to maybe get like I want to get a chair fitted for me because I borrow somebody else's chair and get try to figure out how we can get some sponsors and stuff. But I'm definitely gonna pick your brain after these words from our sponsors.
Right.
Do you guys participate in the Wings for Life World Run?
No, we do not.
Are you familiar what that is?
No,
not really.
I feel like I've heard. I feel like I've heard.
I've heard of it.
All right.
I feel like a lot of the stuff
Are we in trouble? Are we in trouble?
We are probably in trouble, but like I feel like we hear a lot of stuff from other people, but like we try to get involved in as much things as possible. But like once I heard, like I was telling Aaron before you jumped on, that I watched a documentary about what is it, Any One of Us, I think, that he participated a little bit in, and then that's how what I believe he's about to talk about is what came up. But yes, let's speak a little bit about that, Aaron. What is it called again? The Wings for Life?
Wings for Life is a spinal cord injury research foundation founded by Red Bull. Red Bull's founder, Dietrich Mateschitz from Austria.
What a name.
Yeah. His best friend
Heinz.
His best friend Heinz Kindergartner is a multi-time world champion motocross racer. His son, Hannes, had a spinal cord injury, a lot like us, Casey, high level. And that was back in 2004. And Dietrich with Red Bull was like, we're Red Bull. Why don't we just solve this injury? Because it's an injury. It's not a disease. It's not an ailment. Okay. And injuries, if provided the right opportunity or environment, can heal. That's what the body naturally does. So this is his simple, rational, quite logical, reasoning.
Yeah.
He's like, let's just solve spinal cord injury. And so Dietrich vowed that Red Bull's legacy would be that they solve spinal cord injury, hence founding Wings for Life. And so for the past 2 decades, Wings for Life has been funding at the highest level the most advanced research in science around spinal cord injury around the world. I sit on the board of directors of Wings for Life, and I can tell you it's quite exciting today, guys. The stuff that's out there, the pace at which these studies are being translated from the bench into human trials.
Mm-hmm.
And we're on the cusp of having some great breakthroughs, not just in, getting up and walking out of the chair, but in solving all these other conditions that we know about, right? Like if we can improve bowel and bladder function, if we can give someone hand function.
Yeah, just
again,
little gains, small gains.
Little gains.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. But to this point, Wings for Life is essentially Red Bull in the way that they think. And so they have these flagship events called the Wings for Life World Run every May, where thousands, hundreds of thousands of people around the world all begin running, walking, or rolling for spinal cord injury. It's a marathon, but it's not a typical A to B marathon where there's a start and a finish line. It goes on time zones. So like over here on the West Coast, it starts at 4 a.m. On the East Coast, it's at 7 a.m. In Europe, it starts at 11 a.m. And the second the green light or the flag falls, everybody starts to run. And they go for as far as they can until a catcher car, which is essentially the finish line, slowly creeps up behind you and passes you. And when it passes you, then your race is up. So you can either wheel 2 miles, 20 miles, or 50 miles. It just depends on how fast and how far you go. But essentially every single dollar that is raised goes to our mission. And
Dude,
that's
awesome.
that's a big differentiator, guys. For nonprofit organizations, there's obviously, it's a business and there's operating expenses, but with Red Bull, there's not, because Red Bull covers every cent. And not only do they cover every cent, they then match it 1.5 times.
Wow.
That's
So
awesome.
we've got hell of a juggernaut behind us with the intention of curing spinal cord injury. So I want you all to be involved. I helped found an ambassador program for the US, and we have ambassadorships, we have captain roles, we have positions within the organization that we can be very loud and disruptive in the space. And if you're wanting to get more involved with, like you said, Casey, a type of run, a type of activation, I'm your Huckleberry.
And I think we just become best friends. You want to go do karate in the garage?
Let's go.
Oh man, I love that.
Definitely.
So there's stuff to talk about.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're gonna have. Yep.
But more important than talking about it, we can just do it.
We're gonna be about it.
That's right. Be about it.
I like that. Be about it.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
See, this is what gives us the fire, man. I feel like every interview we have, we talk to somebody, and it lights a fire, and it's just like that's what we need to keep going and like push on, man.
It reminds us of stuff that because sometimes we all get stuck in our little routines and our ruts, and it's just like it's like just another day, another therapy day. Then I'm gonna come home, eat dinner, go take a poop, and like everything's like clocked in.
Groundhog Day.
Yeah, so it's nice when you hear it's like, okay, I don't have to do this every day. Like like I could do this. I could figure something else out. It's just like Tony said, it just kind of makes it just feel a little lighter when you talk about it. And that's why I think we're gonna be doing this for a long while. This podcast,
just a little bit.
Yeah, just it's like Tony said, it's our own therapy session. I'm coming from therapy today, and then coming here, just in case you have a nice light day, a nice sleep tonight. It's gonna be good.
I was gonna say, I bet you your day feels full now, my friend.
Oh, the day already was full before, and now I'm just like I'm overflowing.
Cherry on the top, is that what you're saying?
This is nice. This is a little foam on top of the Guinness right now.
Oh, I love it.
Foam on the Guinness. I like that.
Oh man.
Yeah, guys, there's lots to do out there. I mean, shoot. I mean, I'm a sucker for routine. My body does well, with the monotony of consistency. But you got to be consistent for a reason, right? Like I like to put pretty goal oriented. It makes the monotony mean something, right? You put something up on the horizon, you start chipping away at it, working towards something of value. I always ask myself, am I being useful? With all the love and support that I've received, how am I moving that forward? How am I giving that to another person?
Yeah.
So, these are like value boxes that I check.
It's all about paying it forward.
Yeah, like what's important to me, right? Like my time is very important. Controlling that time is very important to me. Being of use to someone else, giving my life experience, if that can somehow light the way in a dark world for somebody, I know what the darkness feels like.
Yeah.
It's very close to me. I can find it very easily.
It's creeping right behind.
It's right there. Exactly.
Not today.
So, anyways, guys, there's doing work like this, having these kinds of chats, opening this up to the world.
Like you said, when there's not like a guidebook to this. Like it's you make it. It's just like anything. You make your life what you make it. And hearing you just kind of like reopens like the mind. It's like, all right, I could still do this. I could still, hearing you're on the board of directors of all these companies and organizations. It's like, it's like hell yeah, fuck yeah, we can do that shit,
dude.
And
I'm telling you, our life experience.
I'm signing up for that ambassador program as soon as I get the fuck out of here,
dude. Shoot me an email. We'll make it happen. I'm just saying that our life experience is quite valuable, fellas. It's more valuable than any kind of title or accolade you get, because this is real life.
Yeah.
Right? Like this is hard knocks. This is stuff that most just don't get the opportunity to experience.
Yeah.
And I say opportunity because this cuts through the bullshit, right? This is not superficial at all. Every day we are forced to make a choice to move forward. Like we have to live all the, you see all these habits and these philosophies and these, people on soapboxes telling you how to live and be, but I don't want to hear it from them. I want to hear it from you.
Yeah.
Because you guys are the soldiers. Like you guys have the scars and your words have clout, like weight, so how do we move through the tough stuff together? So you got to know that you're valuable and that people need you.
It's not because I feel like, I don't know if I'm speaking for you, John, but like I don't hear that enough, like, or at all. So it's like when you hear that, it's just like, kind of like makes you feel like, okay, like sometimes, I feel like you get stuck in a rut and I just feel like I'm just kind of like in the way sometimes, or like, like I feel like I'm a burden a lot of the time, but then it's like having conversations with you or like some other people that we speak to, and it's just like, it kind of reminds you, and it's just, sometimes it's hard to stay in that mindset where, we are valued, our opinions do matter, or like, our life experiences and stuff. So no, it's a good fucking day, Tony. Good fucking choice, buddy.
Good conversation.
About time
yeah,
you slide
boys.
into people's DMs, man.
Hey, listen, the reason why this ended up happening is it was from a connection. So that's why I always say, it's all about connections, man. It's all about keeping this thing going forward, because having Aaron on here, I bet you, is definitely going to put a fire under both our asses to do something and actually push it forward, which I commend you. Thank you for coming on today and talking to our guests, whoever's listening out there. And, just keep doing you, Aaron, man. I love it, man. I love this energy, bro.
Well, let's shout out our connector, and that was Jack Trottier and his foundation, Anna.
Our boy, Jack.
Yes.
Jack. Yeah. I had the real privilege of meeting him and his people when we were in the Massachusetts area. We were in the Boston area.
Yep.
My friend Diane Vitkus connected me with Jack. Yep.
Yes,
Diane. Diane. That's our girl.
Connections, man. Connections.
Yeah, bro.
I always say
Diane,
that.
She's one of our ambassadors for Wings for Life. She's deeply involved.
Yes, when me and Tony met her at the Empower program. I don't know if you're familiar with Empower.
I wanted to get on that catamaran, the Dream Project, the Impossible Dream.
Do that. Yeah, that looks awesome.
Man, it is awesome.
I wish Long Island. I don't think they come to Long Island. But
they come to New York. I don't know if it's I don't think it's Long Island, but they do come to New York.
Probably in the city somewhere.
Man, I wanted to spend some time in New York, but I was driving down from Boston and driving our rig. Like we've got a big tour bus. That thing's like 70 feet. It's a massive.
Yeah, it's not made for the city.
Dude, I was on the outskirts of the city and I could barely fit under the bridges. I was like, I can't get into the city.
Yeah,
there's no way.
RVs aren't made for this. That's not the city life. Long Island's plenty of space for that, but just getting there, you'd have to go through.
Just getting there, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, so exactly. I'm gonna have to go spend some time in your neck of the woods in a different manner.
Hey man, whenever invitation is always open.
Always,
good
definitely.
Man. Cheers.
Oh man, well, I think we're kind of we're coming up on the time right now, Aaron. I told you I like to keep this kind of short. Our audience is a little crazy sometimes. Sometimes either they're tuning in or they're tuning out, whatever. But
I mean, we're all ADHD kids these days, so it's like our attention spans. It's all about 30-second clips, because everything's based on TikTok and Twitter now. So if you got that's why I just try to drop clips out, because that's probably the most people like attention spans is like squirrel, it's just,
yes, 100%, man. And that's the world we live in nowadays. You know what I mean? But
I mean, are we interesting? Is there enough clickbait here? Is somebody going to tune in because we're like?
I think we did. I think there's going to be some good little clips to get people to actually tune in and give it a listen, because I feel like more and more people are hitting me up and saying, "Oh, I listened to your podcast on the way to work today," or
good.
So, I mean, it's just like, all right, man, this is nice, and it's like some people aren't even in a spinal cord injury. It's just like a friend, able-bodied person, and it's just like, all right, thanks, man, I appreciate that. Like, just even if you didn't, just by you saying you did, just made me feel a little, little special inside.
Just those little words, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and it
doesn't take much.
It doesn't, man. I know that if I wasn't hosting this with my buddy Casey and I was watching this, I would totally tune into this, because this is, like I said, it's right up my alley. It's something that I want to know about. It's more information, and like we always say, it's all about staying connected. As long as we have connection, and like that person might be sitting there watching our podcast going, oh, I want to do that stuff. How do I
Yeah.
do that? Feel free to reach out to us, reach out to you. I'm pretty sure we can connect in some other ways. You know what I mean? This is just the beginning of the path here. You know what I mean? We're just showing you, oh, here it is right there. Let's go down that path now, and let's go. Let's see where it goes. You know?
Yeah, just
It's no longer 6 degrees of separation, boys.
Yeah, no, for real.
It's 1.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
You know, just by just having this conversation, I'm already, I'm gonna message you. I'm gonna message you on the side. I'm gonna get me involved in some stuff that I
Yeah.
feel like I'm excited about. So this is a fucking good fucking Tuesday to me.
Sorry, Aaron, but you ain't getting rid of us anytime soon because
Yeah.
now we're like besties. We just became besties, definitely.
It's like herpes, man. I'm here for life.
I'm glad I never got that, man.
Yeah.
This is what we do, though, right, fellas? Like my daughter asked me what I do.
Mhm.
I said, "Daddy builds bridges, honey. I build bridges everywhere I go. I don't burn them. I keep them intact, and we cross back and forth for the rest of life." So yeah, we're boys now. We're gonna do some great stuff in the future, and that's what it's about.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, that's a good way to end it. So just before we go, I just want to thank our sponsor, Seven Bros Apparel. Appreciate you guys always taking care of us. And Tone, if you're good, that's been
I would just say, hold on, before we wrap this up, Aaron, do you want to say anything to the people about like your, anywhere to follow you or like your organizations, drop it right here and definitely let them know how they can reach you or get in touch with you.
Yeah, thank you. I'm an open book. I'm easy to get a hold of. All social medias, I'm Aaron Baker, or just Google Aaron Baker.
I love
not
that
the
you can just
bodybuilder.
Google Aaron Baker.
Yeah,
it's like I'm on Google, baby.
Although there's a big bodybuilder that's out there nicknamed
That's true.
Batman.
That's true. I did see that.
When you Google that,
yeah.
My organization specifically is Adversity into Adventure. The book is called The Rebellious Recovery. My mother also has a book that we published called Rise Together, which is more the family caregiver perspective, which for a lot of us, there's a ripple effect that occurs when trauma happens to a family. So, for your parents, your siblings, your friends, that's a great perspective. My work with Wings for Life, obviously, wingsforlife.com. If you want to know more about the research, if you want to be more involved, you can reach out to me directly. I'm happy to connect. Permobile wheelchairs, obviously, we know those are great chairs. There's the Permobile Foundation, which if you apply, we give opportunities to individuals for in-kind gifts and in times of need. So a lot of ways to reach me, guys.
Love it.
We appreciate you, man. Thank you for stopping by today and engaging with our audience and also with us, man. Because like we said, you're a really cool dude, and I'm glad we had you on today.
Yeah.
Likewise, boys.
Just gonna give you a little bit of
a
little bit of this on the way out.
You gotta have a little bit of that.
I gotta fuck around a little bit.
Yeah, just a little.
All right. Till next time, boys.
All right, man.
Thank you very much.